It's over. But not for us. Not for us. We have a war that I think will not end soon, if at all. It will be over when God says so. And the things we have done may be forgiven by Him, but never by ourselves. Thus, prolonging our internal strife until our last breath escapes us.
On April 7th, 2003, Lance Corporal Ian Welch was on his first combat tour in Iraq. Marines from 3rd Battalion, 4th Regiment, were outside Baghdad waiting to storm across the Diyala Bridge and seize Saddam Hussein's capital. Lance Corporal Welch was sitting next to an armored vehicle, called a track, when an artillery round exploded behind him, changing his life forever.
It was red, gray, and then black. And then everything was black. It was completely silent. There was no noise. All I remember in that split second was red, gray, black. And then nothing. I remember looking down, and I looked at my hands, and they were covered in the blood that was coming out of my ears, and I really thought that I was dead. The track looked like God took a can opener to this thing. It was just destruction.
The artillery round killed 2 Marines and wounded several others, but the survivors had little time to dwell upon their losses.
We still need to attack the city and snap out of it, and we're told, hey, relax, you got 5 minutes. Smoke your smokes, relax, think about it, and we're taking this city, and we're taking that bridge.
Lance Corporal Welch didn't know it at the time, but the explosion had set him on a journey that would upend his life. He did 2 more combat tours of Iraq over the following 2 years, and he started to experience an expanding array of symptoms, from insomnia and anxiety to dizziness and vomiting. Eventually, he was diagnosed with traumatic brain injury, or TBI, as well as post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. Military doctors determined that he was 100% disabled.
There was a big difference in my life before and after the explosion in 2003. In my heart, I felt that I died that day.
You trying to get it out of my hands?
No.
If anything is bringing Mr. Welch back to life, it's Katie Brickman. The 23-year-old was working in a bar outside Cleveland in 2010 when Mr. Welch limped in the door. He walked with a cane, the result of injuries in boot camp in Iraq. His arms were adorned with tattoo memorials to lost friends. She wept as he talked of war and loss. She decided that night he was the man she would someday marry. His amnesia was so severe that he worried he wouldn't remember her the next time they met.
So he finally came in, and I was working, and I was just about to get off work, and I just ran up to him and I said, "Hi, Ian, you remember me?" And I gave him this big hug, and he gave me a hug, and we talked throughout the night.
Katie is my girlfriend. She is also, now she is also my caretaker. And she gets a stipend. This is through the VA. However, that is just 5% of what I see in her. To me, she's just the light of my life. She's just wonderful.
Ms. Brickman makes sure he gets to his doctor's appointments. She calms him when his PTSD flares up into panic and anger.
ways to comfort Ian in his triggers. It's really different from each situation. The most important thing, though, is to remind him that I always tell him that he's in Texas, and I also let him know that I'm here. That kind of makes him realize, or if he's having a flashback, that he's in a safe place, and I try and create a safe area for him. But each trigger, it could be something like... I know that Ian will always have his PTSD, but I do believe that there will be progress with his anxiety and with his triggers, where right now he's terrified of thunderstorms, but I could see in a year or so that he won't be falling to the ground when he hears thunder. I know it will still be difficult, but I think that he'll learn to manage it more.
You know, PTSD, yeah, it sucks, and it limits my life, and it stops me from going out and enjoying certain things, but I want to go back so bad. It broke my heart that I got out of the Marine Corps, that I was medically discharged. It broke my heart. When you get home, you do have all the time to think about it, because you're the only one up at night. Because it's always quiet. And when silence comes, it's the loudest in your head. I mean, that's when all the screaming comes, and that's when all the conversations you had, and that's when all the guilt trips you get, and oh man, if I would have done this differently, then he would have survived, and all these things, and and that's something that warriors have dealt with for all time. I want to go back. I want my Marines back, and I want to be a hero. Then I'm reduced to walking with a cane, and that's just delaying the wheelchair. I'm 28 years old. You know what absolutely terrifies me? It ain't the PTSD, it ain't the war. How the hell am I going to be a father? If my brain is this way now, what condition am I going to be in when my kid graduates high school? Am I going to be able to even walk my daughter down the aisle? Or is she going to have to push me in the wheelchair down the aisle?